In a marina somewhere right now, two identical engines are sitting on identical boats. One is a Mercury, one is a Tohatsu. The owner of the Mercury paid more, and he does not know why. That is item 1 on this list. But it is not the one that will cost you the most. Number 10. Your Mercury under 30 horsepower was not built by Mercury. Mercury does not manufacture its own engines in the 2.5 through 30 horsepower range. Those engines are produced by Tohatsu Corporation at a single plant in Komagene City, Japan, under a joint venture with Brunswick that has been operating since 1988. The Tohatsu 9.9 HP and the Mercury 9.9 HP use the same power head, the same EFI system, the same mounting dimensions, and the same parts. What is different is the badge on the cowling and the number on the invoice. Tohatsu sells these engines under their own name at consistently lower prices than the Mercury equivalent. You are not getting a different engine. You are getting a different decal. Number 9. Your fault code cannot be read by most mechanics. Mercury built its own communication language called SmartCraft. Every modern Mercury outboard, from 4-stroke to Verado to Optimax, communicates internally using this proprietary protocol. And here is what that means for you as an owner. Any mechanic who does not have access to Mercury-specific diagnostic hardware and licensed software gets nothing when they plug in. No fault codes, no live sensor data, no calibration access. Whole Fleet Diagnostics documented this precisely. Their guide states that this is why so many independent shops either turn away Mercury work or write a check to a dealer every time a fault light comes on. The tools that can fully access your Mercury are proprietary systems that require dealer-level licensing. Every time your engine throws a code and you need it diagnosed, you are in Mercury's ecosystem. By design, a boat owner who takes their Mercury to an independent shop and is told the mechanic cannot read the codes is not being turned away because the mechanic is incompetent. He is being turned away because Mercury built a wall around its diagnostic data that routes every code to an authorized service center. Third-party tools that partially decode SmartCraft data exist, but they do not provide the full ECM access that calibration, firmware updates, and warranty repairs require. Number 8. The boost upgrade your dealer never mentioned. This is the one that will cost you actual performance if you do not know it exists. At the February 2026 Miami International Boat Show, Mercury announced a dealer-installable software calibration called Boost. It delivers 5 to 21% improvement in mid-range acceleration and 0 to top speed performance on existing Mercury engines. Not new engines. Your existing engine. The Miami show judges who awarded it a 2026 Innovation Award specifically noted it was available at a low price for older models as well as new motors. Your dealer did not call you. Your dealer did not send an email. Because a software update that makes your current engine faster is not a transaction that benefits a dealer who makes margin on new unit sales. If your Mercury is from the last several model years and you have never asked about Boost, call your dealer tomorrow and ask by name. Number 7. Mercury's 100-hour service interval has a condition most owners skip past. Mercury's published maintenance schedule lists 100 hours or annually for oil and filter changes on 4-stroke models. What the marketing does not lead with is the footnote that changes everything. Mercury defines typical use as moderate throttle, moderate load, and mixed operating conditions. If you run extended trolling sessions, consistent wide-open throttle, heavy loads, or regular saltwater use, Mercury's own documentation states explicitly that maintenance intervals should be shortened. The 100-hour recommendation assumes a use pattern that describes a minority of Mercury's actual customer base. Commercial operators, offshore anglers, and saltwater boaters are all explicitly outside the typical use definition. If that describes how you run your Mercury, you are on a service schedule that was written for someone else. Number 6. The anode material matters, and most dealers do not ask where you boat. Mercury installs zinc anodes from the factory on most production models. Zinc is appropriate for saltwater. In freshwater, zinc provides dramatically reduced galvanic protection compared to magnesium anodes. In brackish or mixed water, aluminum is the correct material. Mercury's service documentation specifies this clearly. Your dealer does not ask where you boat before you drive away with the engine. If you run your Mercury in fresh water, with the factory zinc anodes installed, you are running the wrong anode material for your environment. The cost difference between zinc and magnesium anodes is negligible. The difference in galvanic protection over a season is not. Galvanic corrosion on a lower unit housing that went unprotected for 1 or 2 seasons of freshwater operation starts at $800 for the casting alone, not including labor. The anode replacement that would have prevented it costs under $30. Mercury specifies the correct anode material by water type clearly in their documentation. Number 5. The gear oil change interval does not protect against seal failure. Mercury specifies lower unit gear oil changes at 100 hours or annually. That interval assumes the prop shaft seal is intact and no water intrusion has occurred. A failing seal does not announce itself, it leaks slowly, water enters the lower unit over weeks, and the oil gradually contaminates. By the time you drain the lower unit at your annual service and find milky oil, the water has been circulating through your gears for potentially an entire season. The fix for contamination caught early is a seal replacement and fresh gear oil. The fix for contamination that ran undetected through bearing surfaces long enough is a lower unit rebuild starting at $1,500. Checking the gear oil mid-season costs $15 in parts and costs nothing if everything looks right. Skipping it costs you the information about whether your seal is holding. Number 4. Mercury limits parts access to protect dealer revenue. Mercury's authorized dealer network controls access to several service functions, calibration procedures, and ECM programming tasks that independent mechanics cannot legally perform without proprietary tools and licensing agreements. This is not unique to Mercury in the automotive or marine industries, but it has a specific consequence for Mercury owners. When your engine needs a calibration update, an ECM parameter change, or a warranty repair that touches the SmartCraft network, you are being routed to an authorized dealer not because they are the only people capable of doing the work, but because they are the only people Mercury has licensed to access the system. Independent mechanics who have paid for Rinda Technologies' licensed diagnostic software can perform many of these tasks. Most owners do not know these shops exist. Number 3. Used Mercury Optimax engines have 2 completely different reliability profiles depending on the year. Mercury discontinued the Optimax 2 stroke direct injection lineup by 2018. The engines built between 1998 and 2001 have a documented failure history centered on EMM module corrosion, oil injection seal failures, and power head damage severe enough that mechanics coined a specific nickname for the worst of them. The engines built from 2006 onward had most of those issues systematically corrected and have a substantially different reliability record. The used market does not sort these engines by production era in the listing title. A used Optimax at an attractive price is one of 2 very different engines depending on the year. The year is the only number that matters more than the price. Number 2. Mercury's warranty is narrower than most buyers assume. Mercury's standard warranty covers defects in materials and workmanship. It excludes damage from incorrect fuel, failure to follow the maintenance schedule, use outside the engine's rated duty cycle, and improper storage. If you run a recreational Mercury engine in a commercial application, the warranty is void. If you use fuel with an ethanol percentage above Mercury specification, the warranty is void. If a component fails after a service interval was skipped, Mercury has documented grounds to deny the claim. The authorized dealer who sold you the engine has financial incentive to complete that sale. That dealer does not have financial incentive to make sure you understand the 10 conditions that could invalidate the warranty you just paid for. Number 1. Mercury's dealer network is both the strongest reason to own one and the mechanism that makes the 9 items above possible. Mercury Marine, through Brunswick, operates the largest authorized outboard dealer network in North America. That network represents genuine value. Parts availability, warranty support, trained technicians, and SmartCraft diagnostic access are real advantages that show up when something goes wrong. They are also the infrastructure that routes diagnostic revenue through authorized channels, makes the proprietary lockout effective, and gives Mercury pricing power on parts. None of the 9 items above change the fact that a well-maintained Mercury 4-stroke or Verado is one of the most capable outboards on the market. What they change is whether you are navigating that ownership as an informed consumer or as someone whose information flow has been managed by the people who profit from it. The 10 items on this list are not reasons to avoid Mercury. Mercury's market share did not reach 50% of American outboard sales by accident. The 4-stroke lineup, the Verado platform, the dealer infrastructure, and the engineering investment behind the 808 concept are all real. But the difference between a Mercury owner who gets maximum value out of that engine and one who gets quietly managed by the system around it is knowing the system exists.